I met my goal in 6 months. What's up, kings and queens? It's your girl, �㑚𝘓. If you are new to my channel, welcome. If you are returning, what's good? So today I'm actually going to be talking about how I saved $10,000 in just 6 months. True story. But before I give you all of my savings tips, guys, please make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Also, make sure that you like and comment. I love hearing back from you all, and I would really appreciate it. Alright guys, so before I get into how I saved $10,000, I just want to explain my why and what the reason for me wanting to save was. Let's backtrack a little bit. So a few years ago, I decided I was going to be moving. I didn't know if it was going to be to New York or to California. I was just trying to pray about it, figure out, where I needed to be, what my options were, what I really wanted to do, and where the perfect place for that would be. And so that prompted my whole thought process behind moving in general. Fast forward to 2018, I decided to move back home, and back home meaning Louisville, move back home and work on just strictly saving. So I came back home to Louisville and began to work. I worked 2 jobs immediately. I think I moved on that Saturday. I had gotten hired for 1 job before I even got back. So I came on Saturday. On Monday, I started work at 1 job. After work, went to an interview for the other job, and I got it. And so I started on that Wednesday at the new place. All right, guys, so now I just want to discuss how I actually saved the money. Ooh, child, listen, I was so determined to get this money. Write out a budget. And this can be just as simple as writing it out on a piece of paper. Some people type it month to month. I do mine month to month. I feel like if I were to do it weekly, it would kind of stress me out. But for the most part, my expenses don't change, from week to week. So definitely make sure that you write. Right, another thing that I did, I set my goal. How do I know what I'm working towards if I don't have a specific goal? I really believe in being very intentional about things, being very specific about things. And so when I was doing this, or beginning, I actually say, I told myself I want to save $10,000 in a year. My original goal was within the year. So from October of 2018 until October of 2019. It just so happened that it happened within 6 months, which I'm very grateful for. Another way that I saved was by making sure that I was cooking and buying groceries versus going out for dinner or, lunch or whatever. So I wasn't eating out much. I was just, meal prepping. Because honestly, a $5 meal doesn't seem like a lot until you do it twice a day for 5 days straight. And then you've spent $50 for the whole week because you're spending so much money just eating out. And it's not even something that you can have, that'll last for much longer than just that 1 meal. So I stopped eating out for a while, and during that time, really, for the most part. Now, I won't say I stopped eating out completely because I definitely did not do that. But I did make sure that I was more conscious about my spending. If I knew that, I was going to work fewer hours 1 week, so I was going to have as much on my check, I would make sure, those aren't the weeks that I'm trying to splurge or, treat myself or whatever. So just make sure that you know what your goals are. Okay, so this was something that I tried that was definitely new for me. And it worked. I wasn't sure what to think, but I began taking out 100. Was it 100? Yes, $100 a week. And that was my spending money. So unless and that obviously that doesn't include any bills or anything, but that was that $100 that I took out at the beginning of the week was all that I could spend for the entire week. you tend to pay attention more when you're not just swiping your debit card or your credit card or whatever all day long. So if you take the money out ahead of time and you have cash and you're like, okay, I have $100. I've spent $15 because I wanted Starbucks today and yesterday. So now I've spent $15 of that. I have $85 left. So this is going to last me 1 week. So then you're a little more like conscious about making sure that you don't just spend frivolously, you know? So that helped a lot. Track your progress. I checked, maybe I probably was a little obsessive about it, but I checked my progress at least once a week, and that way I could like look and see, okay, this is my goal, this is where I am, this is where I want to be by the end of the week. So I would just, make deposits every paycheck. No, I used to make deposits every single week, because one of my jobs I got paid 1 week, the other job I got paid the following week. So it worked out. So I made my deposits weekly, and obviously one job I worked full time, so I made more there than I worked at the other, or than I made at my other job. However, I used pretty much that whole second paycheck for my savings. So it worked out. Another thing that kept me on track was making sure that as soon as I got paid, I deposited my money into my savings account. So instead of being like, okay, I got paid on Friday, but I'm not going to deposit it until Sunday, when you've had the opportunity to spend a little bit, I made sure that as soon as it came in, put it straight to where it needed to be, into the savings, so it's untouched, and I went along with my life. It's really important that while you're saving, you don't take or use or withdraw or whatever from your savings unless you absolutely have to. Because I definitely didn't. I would have had more than $10,000. However, life happened, and sometimes you gotta take from here and move some stuff over and shift things around. You never know. Just like how we're in this whole quarantine situation, you never really know what life is going to throw at you. And I will definitely say there were a few times that things happen, emergencies happen, and I had to kind of dip into my savings, but I only dipped if it was an emergency. I'm not going to, use it unless I absolutely have to. That was my last resort. It was like money I knew I had, but I also didn't have it in my mind. Like, I just had to act like I didn't have it so that I can find a different way to figure things out. Comment below if you currently have a savings goal that you're working towards. You don't have to be very specific. I just want to hear back from you guys, really. So comment, let me know. If you have any tips or tricks to saving that I can add to my little, comment those down below, please, because I would absolutely love it and appreciate it. I'm all for saving. So the very last thing that I did, which I thought was effective, was rewarding myself. Once a month, as long as I stayed on track, throughout the month, and I did pretty good, then once a month I would treat myself. I would treat myself with different things. Honestly, if you know me, you know that I love massages. So that was one of the things. So I would treat myself to like one massage a month, or acupuncture. I went and did that a couple times. I just would treat myself with different things that made me feel good. Essential oils. I would splurge and buy my essential oils. And when I say splurge, I mean like $50. Like, just because I was very, very tight with my budget, just so I can meet my goal. Don't be too hard on yourself if you're not reaching your goal as quickly as you would like. If you don't reach your goal in 6 months, but you reach it in 10, that is amazing. That's fine. If you don't reach your goal in a year, but you reach it in 2, like, hey, you still did it. All right, guys, that's it for today. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what your savings goals are, how you're going about reaching them. And yeah, I will see you next time.